Hello, everybody.
Greetings, my friends.
It's the Jimm
And Dave.
Beer Review.
Dave,
Yes,
we like beer.
I love beer.
So why don't you tell me, or as we like to say here, what's on tap for this beer review?
What's on top is Oskar Brews. That's B-L-U-E-S. Oskar with a K, not a C.
Oskar with a K.
Brewery.
Oh, I wish I was an Oskar
what
Blues
we
drinker.
have is
that is what I really like to be.
G-Night beer.
G-Night.
In a can yet.
I think it's supposed to be like Australian. It's like, hey, good night.
You sure it's supposed to be a good night?
Good night.
Isn't that a good night?
Well, it's
Is this an
it's
Australian
night
beer?
with a K. Yes. Did you know they had a lot of armored knights in Australia? They'd be like all charging around with their lances. And the one time they were doing it by the beach, and it went into the fisherman's catch, and it got a shrimp on the lance. And that was the first shrimp on the Barbie after that. It got skewered with the lance. You see? You see?
You just wasted a good minute there talking
Sorry.
about something that we don't want to hear. That's okay. We did. Some people we want to hear. Okay, so the website says our Velvet M-80 is a hefty dry hop double red IPA with a nose full of aroma, a sticky mouthful, a middle,
Excuse
a
me?
malty middle, and unsuspicious hop flavor.
Well, wait a minute. You just said velvet.
It says our M80. Then it says good G-Night sports a surprisingly sensuous finish for a beer of its size, 8.7% ABV, people.
Why do they call it Velvet M80? What is that on here?
I don't know. It says here our Velvet
Okay, I
M80.
believe you. So it's an Imperial
It
Red.
blows up in your mouth like an M80.
Okay. I would never put M80 in my mouth.
It's 60%. Oh, it's 60 IBUs. That's a little too high for me. But I
No,
like
it's
trying all the different kind of beers.
It's an IPA.
It's brewed in tribute to a fellow Colorado craft beer pioneer and Vietnam vet who died fighting a 2002 wildfire outside our Lions hometown.
Oh.
And for the details behind this tribute, follow this link to blah, blah, blah. Morning,
Blah, blah, blah.
G-Day, good night. I don't want to say the whole thing.
So they apparently have a lot of sayings on their cans. They're from some movie or another. I was at beer tasting. I forget exactly
Is this
what the girl
from American Sniper?
said. Could be. No.
That was a good movie, by the way, people watch.
No, I think it's all in that. It says here, if you knew the man behind this tribute, this dry hopped ale needs no explanation. If you didn't, we're sorry. Well, Dave already said what it was.
Okay.
Oh, this is what it is. They have all these like sayings on here, and that's from this one movie.
This is classified.
Pack it in, pack it out.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's it. I'm done.
This is brewed as an Imperial Red Double IPA.
Well, Imperial means double, so it's an Imperial Red IPA.
Usually it's like 2 beers, so we're going to have 1 beer each.
Right.
Out of 1 clan.
One pint.
Out of 1 clan?
8.7% alcohol by volume.
Yes.
Nice. It says here, it says cans. They're infinitely recyclable. And that is true. I saw something that said, hey, save your aluminum cans. You can make your own home smelter and do your own aluminum castings. And I thought, yeah, that's a good way to burn your house down. Well, he was doing it outside, but you know. All right, well, let's move along. We have had Oskar Blues before, I believe.
Yes, we have. We had the 1050.
Oh, yeah.
That was hot.
A stout that tasted to me like an IPA.
Okay, people, this beer, this 1050 of a can in a case cost $80-some.
85.
Okay, now I've never bought a case of beer with cans that cost more than 20. Okay, and there's a
Go
can.
figure.
No, I'm serious. I mean, any can.
Right.
I mean, I buy my case of it's not a case. It is a
We'll get more
case,
later.
but it's not a case. It's 24-ounce Labatt Ice. That's $11.99.
Show you back real quick.
That's a whole case, and that tastes really good. But the 1050, it's hot.
I can smell this from here. That's got a pretty good head. You got a little bit more head than I did.
Oh.
Crackle, crackle.
Crackle.
A little bit. No.
Reddish. Exactly like they said, reddish. Got a lot of head here. Got them with 2 fingers. Well,
Yeah, I only got one, but I think I poured it more
Finger and a
gently
half.
than yours. But yeah, very red. Like lots of carbonation.
What is that in the middle here? A bubble?
Yeah, there's a bubble in the glass.
There's a
Go figure
bubble in
that.
the glass. What the hell did they put that there for?
Maybe for style. Who knows?
I guess
These are Bailey's glasses, by the way.
Yes.
Give it a sniff.
I like the smell.
Classic double IPA smell.
Yeah.
If you have double IPAs, you know the
Fruity.
smell.
A little fruity.
Yeah, you know, not too much pine, like a really dry hopped.
Have you ever had a cherry beer before?
We have it.
Cherry? I think we had blueberry, but never cherry.
Blueberry, apricot, and a few other fruits.
But never cherry. Somebody said they were going to bring us a cherry beer into work, so we can
Nice.
try that.
Smells good. Smells like a good IPA. All right.
My boy Tyler said he was going to do that, actually. That's what he said.
Tyler, shout out.
Tyler, shout out. Yeah, it's a very good boy.
All right. Well, let's get right into this. Cheers.
Cheers, people.
It tastes like a double IPA.
I can taste the alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So there's an element that Dave
And
likes.
about another hour from now, I'm going to be sleeping on the couch.
These are the
We've
consequences.
had nothing but high alcohol content beers tonight so far that we've had on our own before we even did this.
Well, I had one. I mean,
I had one plus another 2 beers. I'm fine, people.
He's fine.
I'm fine.
I love our beer reviews when we're getting towards the end of the night. We're like, eyes are half
Yes,
closed.
they said that.
We're
Tyler
running back
was
and
telling me
forth.
that today. The guy from my work, he was telling me, I like watching you towards the end of your beer reviews because you're sitting there on the couch at the end of the night going, I can tell in the last beers you've done, it's like you're sitting there going, this is great stuff.
Yeah,
man.
it has character.
Good stuff, man. Yeah, by the way, you're a week behind.
I know. I didn't put all the stuff up from last week.
I looked. You're a week behind. It's
Well,
okay.
I've not been home.
I know, you're a busy man.
Yep. Well, that's okay. They're coming up soon.
Beer won't spoil.
This beer won't spoil?
They say, I was reading up upon high alcohol content beers. I wanted to find out how long you can keep them.
Because some of them are bottle conditioned, meaning that maybe they put a little bit of yeast in there, so the flavor will keep evolving over time.
Some are more like wines too, barley,
Barley wine
more like
styles,
wines,
right?
Okay, so you can keep them for longer. But I read an article that usually you start out at 10%. Now this is 8.7, which is close to 10. I suppose if you keep this a little longer, you can keep it maybe a year or two, maybe not 5, because they say about 5 years for a beer that's 10%
Beer
ABV.
cat. A little puff.
Yes, it's the awesome puff.
Well, talking about the beer, we digress a little bit. This,
Sorry,
to
yes,
me,
it did.
for being 60 IBUs, does not strike me as
No,
being
it's not
bitter.
too bad for the bitter.
It
Maybe
is-
it's the alcohol content that goes over that bitterness.
Well, I think this in this case we should refer to as being well balanced. A lot of people, and I like bitter beers too sometimes. They
Yeah,
go
that's
out
good.
of their way to maybe make it too bitter. Now, we are looking into sour beers. We've had some recommendations. Usually when we've had beer and sour, me and Dave were just like, it's sour. These beers we reviewed were not
Well, we had a-
intentionally sour.
We had a
So-
dogfish ale. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, we are going to find some beers that are meant to be sour and try them. We have never done that. We are not familiar with the style at all. It's on the to-do list. What?
Your cat's blue.
We have a TV behind us, and we might be looking blue too because it's reflecting the light from the TV. at us.
Wow, that's funny, man. We got a blue cat.
I'm having all kinds of problems with the color on YouTube because the stuff comes up. It's dark, it's muddy looking, and I'm not too sure what's going on.
That's
So,
awesome. Puff.
what a good cat.
Very good. Puff.
So, on the flavor, like I said before, typical Imperial
The-
IPA taste.
back-
Very well balanced in terms of bitterness.
It's not too bitter for me, actually. And anything over 50, I usually don't like as much.
I don't think it has Simcoe hops in there because I was talking to the representative
Little baby.
who was at the Oskar Blues tasting at King of Prussia Beer Outlet on Thursday. They have tastings every week. Good for them. Same time, 4 to 8. I appreciate that because some of the local ones, like over at Austin's Beverage, had one last Friday from 4 to 5:30. I'm like, I said something to him on Facebook. I'm like, 4 to 5.
Yeah, that's
I
when I
work
wake
until
up.
5, and I got to pick up my kid
That's
after
when I
that.
wake up.
Yeah,
I might as well get up and go right
Yeah.
to get drink beer.
What kind of time is that to be having a beer review? Well, that's when the representative comes. But it turns out the tasting that last week was Budweiser, Bud Light, and some other swill. So I was just like, well, I guess I can miss that one. But I was like, 5:30, really? Well, all right, here's an idea. How about the representative leaves and you guys keep doing it?
Anything with beer, like a beer tasting thing should be done like around 6 to 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Give us some time to get home from work and get our stuff together, get back out the
I mean,
door.
I work nights, but still, I mean,
Yeah.
I could maybe have a beer tasting at
King
7.
of
and
Prussia
still be
Beer
okay
Outlet
by
does it from
11.
4 to 8.
Yeah, that's a good time.
Yeah, plenty of time. Working your schedule. That's one of the reasons I started going there. Dave, thoughts on the flavor?
I like it's gonna be. I got a bit of a tangy feeling too.
It's resiny. It's definitely still. It's an IPA. It's still hop forward. Still well balanced. Definitely dry
60
hop.
IBUs, I can't really taste as much because of the high alcohol content.
Right. So I think if you like this style in general, Imperial IPAs, I think you'll like this. It is. It's got a kick definitely with the alcohol.
I give this towards an 8, but a 7.5.
I think I might have to agree with that. For this category, it's probably a 7.5 is fair.
I mean, it's towards an 8, but it's not an 8 yet.
Yeah. Honestly, I like IPAs. I'm not a huge fan of the double IPA style. It's a little too intense for my palate, unless it is paired with a certain food. This one, I think, something like a Cajun steak, something more on the spicier side. I think this would balance out very well with. Absolutely.
Dogfish.
Yeah, we've had that one. So there you go. 7.5 for me, 7.5 for Dave. You know, when we both are in agreement, that's probably a fair assessment into the number.
Absolutely right.
But if you like the style, I would say you'd probably rate it even higher.
Yes.
And there you have it. Jimm and Dave's beer review. Good night.
Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly. In other words, if you're pregnant women, pregnant women
should not drink and drive.
Pigment women.
Do not operate heavy machinery. If you're in the armed services and you're over the age of 18, you should be able to drink as much as you damn well want, because if you can die for our country, you can drink for our country.
But do so within regulations.
Oh, on the base. Not go out there in town and get all drunk and messed
well,
up.
If you're allowed to do it on the base, or in your own home.
No, you should be able to do it. Well, you're on base at home. They got bases with homes.
I have no idea what the regulations are. If you know what the regulations are, please comment below.
Yes, please comment something.
Please subscribe to our channel. Yes. Just a thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yes.
Share us on social media. We'd like to get the word out there. And
we're trying to broaden our horizons and get more than like 3 or 4 hits.
And if there's a beer you'd like to see us review, send it to us, you cheap
We're trying to learn, people. We're trying to make things
We
easier.
have come so far.
So far. We got last year we had 10 views. This year we got 20.
We went up 200%.
Yeah, see?
That's what I call math. But anyway, the reason we do this is we believe that us, our friends, and you should drink great beer.
And have a good laugh or two.
With your friends.
Yes.
And think of us as your friends.
Yes, we are your friends.
And loan us some money.
Yes, we need sponsors. It's getting expensive to buy beer all the time.
I know. How much was the case of this? Holy hamburger helper.
Enough. It was enough.
Say goodbye, Dave.
Bye, Dave.